What's up, y'all? One common thing you're gonna run into is broken phones, and you're gonna wonder like, what do I even price it at? And your natural tendency is just gonna be to like throw them the lowest offer possible. Um, there's two ways of thinking about this, and I haven't mastered the second one. The second one, I'll tell you first, is basically look on Gazelle and say, I can beat Gazelle's price by 20%. Gazelle will give you nothing for a broken phone. We're talking about like $14 for a cracked back XR kind of thing. $200 for a cracked back 12 Pro Max. Whereas like if you bought phones for $200 like that, you'd be making $250 if you didn't touch it. If you didn't even fix it at all. If you start fixing them, then it's even crazier. Um, but one thing, if you're just not sure or you're living in an area that's competitive, what I do is I'll look at the deductions and I'll try to buy them somewhere in that range, maybe plus a little bit of profit. Uh, I get ballsy on like older ones. So let's say it's like a cracked 13 Pro Max screen and you're going to get 580. I'm going to say like 500 or maybe 450. Um, because I don't want to pay 200 plus dollars to fix that thing, and then it get blacklisted, and then I got a non-OEM screen, and then I got problems. But let's say like on an iPhone 11, if it's a cracked screen, I'm gonna tell them like let's say $100, and DB's gonna give me 140. I don't know. I'm just making this up. DB's gonna give me 140. I might even do 140 because it's only gonna cost me 60 to replace the screen, and an older phone is less likely to have problems with the IMEIs, as in almost freaking never. Almost never. So now I'm like 160 to 200 in it, and I can resell it for 300. And if it does get blacklisted, I'm losing minimal amount on the fact that I did repair it, and now I got a blacklisted phone that I got to sell on eBay, and I got to pay fees, and I got to ship, and I got to manage the listing and mark the price down when it doesn't sell, and put in all this extra work. Um, so anyway, you want to minimize your risk there, and you want to have like some sort of price where certain phones they'll dock so much that you're not going to be able to buy it much under a DB price. You're almost going to have to like either not get it at all or get it fixed. Like a $200 deduction on a back when the back screen costs $7, $8, whatever it is. So you're taking $192 extra on that when you could go ahead and buy that back screen. You know, even if you're just buying it off Amazon, 15, $20, go ahead and get that sucker replaced, either yourself or pay somebody locally. Let's say maybe if you're lucky, you know, $50 to go ahead and get that done for you. So now you're at a deduction of like $75 of your cost, to where you don't have to ding the actual seller quite as much because he's not going to go for it anyway. So I mean, you got a brand new 13 Pro Max cracked back and it's barely cracked. They're not. A lot of times they're going to say, "Dude, no, I'm not taking $200 less for a cracked back." So anyway, so those are thoughts, like some of the thought processes that I go through when I'm seeing like what am I going to actually give them for this deal. And a lot of times it boils down to like a break-even price on a DB after those deductions, um, especially if you're going to be fixing that phone. If you don't have an option to fix a phone, well, then you got one less tool in your toolbox to where you're not going to be able to do as many deals. And if you want to run ads and you want to get aggressive on this thing, you need to have as many tools, as many ways to sell, as many ways to fix as humanly possible, because you're going to run into these things all the time. It's going to increase your deal flow when you have solutions to problems that are out there. So, what about T-Mobile phones? T-Mobile phones won't get mostly blacklisted if they're over 4 months old. They do not get blacklisted. But for negotiation purposes, I will say, man, T-Mobile's a pain in the ass, but I guess I'll buy it. You know, I'll do that sort of sigh and all that stuff with them. And if it's an older phone, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buy it. I used to feel like that too, Caesar, But I talked to a manager, one of my buddies that manages a T-Mobile. He said anything over 4 months old won't get blacklisted. I have tested that with dozens and dozens and dozens of phones and never once had a problem. Your main blacklisting issues on used phones are going to be somebody reporting it, not the payment issue. If it's made it to 4 or 5 months old without getting blacklisted for payment, then it is not going to get blacklisted. That is in my experience. 2 month old, dude, you buy that for bad ESN and you send that straight to hell. You do not sell that locally ever if it's a T-Mobile phone. And she's even telling you she can't afford the bill. You know, we don't pay bills on stuff that we sell. We just don't. Especially when we say, hey, I can't afford the bill. She's not going to come out of her goodness of her heart and start paying that bill ever. They want to connect to every little Wi-Fi out there. So once you quit paying the bill, it'll be blacklisted. Yeah. I mean, if you're T-Mobile and you want to use it until it gets blacklisted, I could support that. That's a great idea. Use it until it gets blacklisted if you're on T-Mobile, and then go ahead and sell it for a similar price in 2 months for what it'll sell for now. It might go down $25, $30, $40, but it won't be much more than that. Okay. I got to run. I'm picking up some phones right now. Picks to come, of course. I got to show that I'm putting in the work and doing the thing. Anybody have any questions on this call? Shoot me a message, including you, Caesar. Talk to you soon. Bye.